Mama, Tom.
Okay. You gotta tell these guys what you're showing them.
I planted this tree. I planted this for the fish for the boards.
When I think of SOLV, I think of the breadth of programs that have been made possible by the thousands of volunteers from every corner of the state. They've come together to engage SOLV and create solutions that are right for their community. For the past 7 years, it's been my honor to serve as a board member. In that role, I've seen firsthand the power people have to affect their communities. And that power comes not from a prescribed model or a one-size-fits-all solution, but rather from the desire of these special groups and individuals to make their lives, the lives of their neighbors, and the Oregon we leave for future generations better. In the following few minutes, we'll meet just a few of the people finding their SOLV solutions so essential to the quality of life in Oregon. We'll begin by meeting some of the volunteers making SOLV's Team Up for Watershed Health program a success. Team Up has project sites that span the Portland metro area. They bring communities together to restore urban watersheds to a more natural state by replacing invasive plants with native vegetation. This program is stewardship in action, giving kids, parents, and neighbors the chance to experience nature and to take an active role in its preservation.
We really appreciate you guys coming out today and to be a part of SOLV. The 30 kids and 15 parents that we have out here today, they are coming into an area where the blackberries have been cleared away and planting 200 shrubs and trees. These shrubs and trees are going to help maintain the soil to prevent erosion, provide habitat for wildlife, and give shade to the stream to keep the stream cool and a good habitat for fish to live.
It's not like a life commitment. You come out for 2 or 3 hours and you meet people you wouldn't necessarily have ever met or engaged in any other way. But suddenly, because you've done something together for those 2 or 3 hours, you have that sense of ownership. You have a stake in your community.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work, but very fun.
Finding a SOLV solution provides individuals and businesses alike the chance to identify and act upon the challenges faced in their communities. SOLV is the catalyst, working with large corporations as well as small businesses employing just a handful of people. Regardless of size, the individual Oregonians at these companies can find their SOLV solution. Let's take a look at Thompson Sanitary Service.
Newport's just a great town. It's big enough to have a lot of activity, some excitement and energy, but yet it's small enough to get to know people. When you walk down the street, they know your name, they speak, they say hello. There is a real can-do attitude and spirit here.
It's an honor, in our opinion, to be able to do business in Newport and be a part of this community. So anytime that we can be involved or help out or contribute, we really try to.
Our family has been raised to give back to the community, and that's something that Rob and I really take seriously. We both have young kids, and we both feel that that's one of our kind of calls to being in business in Newport is to give back.
Ever since SOLV started the beach cleanup, Thompson Sanitary Service has been involved with that effort. Beyond the beach cleanup, there have been other events that have been sponsored by SOLV that aren't the Oregon Beach Cleanup. We recently took a hard look at what those other opportunities were, and as a company, probably at the time, we didn't know what we were biting off, but we're glad that we did, and that is Adopt a River program with the Aquena River.
The partnerships are real important because it delivers a message to the whole community that everybody's working together and they care about the environment.
We are very fortunate to live in this state, not to mention all the resources, but our waterways are tremendous. And that's one of the reasons we're so dedicated to taking care of our waterways is it doesn't get any better than this. This is a beautiful place and we want to keep it that way.
When we think about the things important to us in Oregon, our children are most often at the top of the list.
Okay, pull hard. Pull. Pull. You go, girl.
We can give them that first taste of ecological responsibility by bringing them to a beach cleanup or other SOLV event. That next step can be taken through SOLV's service learning programs. These programs help today's youth become tomorrow's leader by tying classroom learning to environmental stewardship through volunteerism.
SOLV's mission is to build community through volunteer action. With service learning, we take that very same goal and bring it into our schools. Students tend to be much more open to learning when they have a sense of passion about what it is that they're doing.
Yay!
How you get them to be passionate is one of the pieces that SOLV works on very hard.
It was definitely interesting listening to our teacher talk about why it's so important to preserve our wetlands and our environment, and it's definitely important to me because it's someplace that I'm going to be living and someplace that my kids are going to be living too, and I want it to be the best for them.
It's empowering them to understand how the effects of one person can really make a difference. And when you bring everybody together around a community project, as SOLV does, it brings people from all over Oregon together. That is very powerful, and they get to see that firsthand, and they get to see the results.
Now, how come the trees have to be planted here? Why is it so important to have trees by the side of the stream?
It's because it helps us oxygen. It's because when we breathe, oxygen becomes carbon dioxide, and then it goes into the tree, and then it treats for oxygen. And carbon dioxide is actually a tree's food.
Well, you guys are smart.
Take a moment to consider your SOLV solution. Will you volunteer to help clean up our spectacular coastline? Can you help plant native trees and shrubs? How about investing in SOLV financially? And for our future, introduce your children to the joys and adventures of volunteerism. Whatever your SOLV solution looks like, you're entering into a long legacy filled with people just like you and me who have said enough. This is my responsibility. I will take the time. I will make the investment. And I will be an active citizen through SOLV. I will be an Oregonian.